Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of the Monster's Den. In space, where no one can hear you scream. Today we're going to take a look at 3 sci-fi classics, which can also be labeled as horror films. It's not all the time where you come across a science fiction film that actually dabbles in horror as well. These 3, I think, do it very well. First, we're going to take a look at the 1979 film by Ridley Scott, Alien. I can still recall being a 13-year-old kid back in 1979, my father taking me to see this in the theaters and scared the living daylights out of me. I mean, what's scarier than, a bunch of folks on a spaceship, the Nostromo, all in kind of frozen status, right? Everybody wakes up. They get a distress call from a nearby planet. They go investigate. Creepy ruins everywhere, all sorts of strangeness happening, right? They stumble upon this room full of these weird egg-like pods. Of course, one of them explodes out of the egg, attaches itself to the faceplate of one of the crew members, drills a hole through the glass, right? Injects something down into his system. They bring him back. He's in like a coma. They bring him back onto the ship. He awakens. Hey, I'm fine. Then, of course, that classic scene in the dining hall where he's eating everything in sight. He's so hungry. He's ravenous. All of a sudden, he goes into fits and his stomach explodes, and out comes this little creature, right? Skids across the floor and goes and hides somewhere, right? Little tiny guy coming out of the stomach. Poor John Hurt, right? That's it. Done with him for the rest of the film. But lo and behold, very quickly, I might add, that little creature turns into this gigantic creature with the big jaws, designed by H.R. Geiger. The big head, all right? Menacing-looking mandibles and body. Right, of course, out the saliva is lethal acid. Drips right through the floor. So in classic suspense tale, one by one the creature starts picking off and killing members of the Nostromo. Okay, you got, of course, Tom Skerritt here. You got Sigourney Weaver, Veronica Cartwright, Harry Dean Stanton, John Hurt, Ian Holm, Yaphet Kotto. Real creepy music, great acting, very good synergy between all the actors. And again, who's next? All right, as they try and find this creature on the spaceship, on the Nostromo. The whole kind of climax of the film, the last half hour, is really, really well done. Again, you never know where this creature is, and every time you see him, as briefly as it is, he's bigger and menacing than the growth of the creature throughout this film is incredible. And one by one, all of our favorite crew members are gone. Of course, this film made a star of Sigourney Weaver. It also spawned a whole franchise that they're still making up to recent years, but the first one is always the best. And this is the Blu-ray set, which has all of the films up to a certain point. It's got the first 4 films. Excellent. Great film. Scary film. All right, next up, we're going to go to 1982. Somewhat of a remake. Okay? John Carpenter's The Thing. Another sci-fi film about an alien, right? But very horrific. Lots of great special effects. In fact, both of these films here we're talking about here so far, great special effects, great direction from John Carpenter. This film is loosely based on a 1951 film of the same name, although originally called The Thing from Another World, starring James Arness, later the Western star, of course, in the title role as the creature. Here you've got Kurt Russell in the lead role. Right, about this thing from another world, that it can inhabit other bodies, the amazing special effects, lots of gore. Again, one by one, everybody out in this expedition team out in the Arctic gets picked off. It's just the expedition team, sub-zero temperatures, and they're a team of dogs. And one by one, everybody's gone. And they're like, oh, at the end, the surviving members are like, could any one of you be this creature? All right, because the creature basically just takes over the body of whoever it wants, mimics the look and feel and everything. So pretty crazy, right? Another big crazy finale in this film. Classic of suspense with lots of horror elements. The Thing, another great one, also spawned a sequel. So basically you had three versions of this film, the 50s, the 80s, and a few years back. All right, my third choice for today is going to be 1987's Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, the first film. This is the first two films here. Directed by Jim McTiernan. So here you have a group of soldiers out in the jungles, right? Coming across a strange being from another planet. So this predator comes from a planet full of these creatures, and basically what they do is they go searching the galaxy to hunt for sport. And in this instance, one of them happens to come to planet Earth and finds, lo and behold, we've got some creatures here that we can kind of go after. So here again, one by one, this predator who can turn himself basically invisible almost and then reappear, has all these weapons, really cool costume and mask and makeup. Creature effects in all three of these films are off the charts. So this, again, more of kind of like a action adventure suspense film with sci-fi elements, but lots of horror. Again, you got bits of gore, you got great creature effects. The whole kind of finale, with Schwarzenegger going one-on-one with the Predator. Pretty intense stuff. And again, this film would spawn a whole number of sequels. I still probably think the first two are the best. First two is different. The second one has Danny Glover in it. Also pretty good, but the first one is kind of that's the main one. So also check that out. Well, that film also... that film and the Alien franchise actually came together years later. Alien versus Predator. They made a couple movies out of that, right? So, but my little honorable mention for today, because I felt it really fits in with these kind of sci-fi horror creature features, is Pumpkinhead. Okay, Pumpkinhead actually came out in 1988, so a year after Predator. Stars Lance Henriksen. There you see him right there. Of course, also in the Alien franchise as well. And this is more kind of like an urban legend type of thing, right? So directed by Stan Winston, who was also a big special effects guy. This was his directorial debut. And this also spawned a whole franchise, about conjuring up the evil demon Pumpkinhead, to do revenge on whoever it is that you're looking to gain revenge on. But that comes with a price. Right? It comes with a price. So a very cool film, some good acting in this one, and a great creature effects, just the right amount of gore. I mean, who doesn't love Pumpkinhead on Halloween, right? Gotta love it. So another really good film there. So there you have 4 creature films that hopefully are on your radar this Halloween season. The classic Alien, the first film. The first Predator. John Carpenter's The Thing, and Pumpkinhead. Catch 'em all if you dare. Grab a blanket. Grab something cold or warm to drink. Dim the lights. Pop this into your Blu-ray or DVD player and experience the thrills of monsters this holiday season. We'll see you again for another round of horror and monster classics on the Monster's Den. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Will you?